Hi, this is Carala again, and I'm back here talking about the subjunctive, which is a very, very extremely important part of Spanish, but it's also a very extremely important part of not just Spanish, but of any Latin-based language. But I'm talking about it in relationship to Spanish. And if you remember in the last video that I did, I talked about the difference between the present indicative and the subjunctive. And the present indicative indicated something. And normally it indicates one's action towards oneself or a statement about oneself. For example, a statement, I'm going to do it in English first. I speak English. That's just a statement. You're indicating something. Hablo inglés, ¿no? Hablas inglés, hablamos inglés, hablamos español, hablamos francés, vivo en México, vivo en los Estados Unidos. These are statements, okay? Or I could say a wish, but as a statement for myself, not for someone else. I live in Spain. I wish I lived in Spain, or I prefer to live in Spain, or I prefer to live in France, or I prefer to live in New York, okay? Or I desire X, Y, and Z. But I'm talking about my desire for myself. So quiero hablar español, quiero vivir en México, quiero, no quiero comer carne, la carne, no quiero comer carne. Okay, now, but this is only talking about what you are saying about yourself or what you want for yourself. Versus subjunctive is a very different animal, if I may use the whatever. It's a very different animal in the sense that the subjunctive is not just making a statement of fact or talking about what you want for yourself. Now you're talking about what you want, what you desire, what you prefer for someone else. So not only do I say, hablo inglés, I speak English, quiero hablar inglés, I want to speak English, but now I'm talking about what I want from someone else. So, quiero que mi hija, mi hijo, mi tía, mi tío, mis papás. Now I'm talking about what I want somebody else to do. So, quiero que mi hija hable inglés. Quiero que mi hija viva en Sudáfrica. Quiero que mi tía camine más rápido. I want my aunt to walk quicker. Okay, so understanding subjunctive is very important. This is one mood, because it's not a tense, that you have to understand, because knowing the structure doesn't help you if you don't know how to use it. But now let's look at the structure. How do you structure the subjunctive in Spanish? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do here. And a lot of what you're learning here can help you to understand the subjunctive maybe in French or in Italian, definitely in Portuguese. Okay, so let's look at it, the subjunctive. Now first let's look at the subjunctive of a regular verb, because irregular verbs are just that, irregular, so they have to be learned one by one. But let's just look at this, and I'm looking at the present. Okay, present. Now here I'm looking at the present indicative. That is just when you're talking, giving a statement, indicating a fact about yourself. Now I'm looking here, I'm going to be looking at the present subjunctive. Because remember I said the subjunctive is not a tense, it's a mood. So let's look at the present indicative with the most regular verb in the Spanish language, hablar, right? So you have the infinitive is hablar. And how do you know it's infinitive? Because it ends in AR. Now we're going to conjugate that infinitive so that now we can see what the present indicative looks like. So we've already done this, but let's do it again. Hablo hablas, habla, hablamos, hablan. Oops, hablan. So the present indicative, when you're stating a fact about yourself or about someone, but you're not stating a desire that you want someone to do something. Hablo, hablas, habla, hablamos, hablan. Okay, so you know you don't need the personal subject pronouns. All right, in Spanish. Unlike in French, you do. All right, so, and definitely in English. Now, let's take the verb hablar, and here it is, hablar. But now we're talking about what you want someone else to do. Quiero que mi hija hable. Quiero que ustedes hablen. Now, what you do is if it's an AR verb, you exchange the ending. The AR ending, you exchange it for the ER ending. How do you do that? Here it is. There's no O, by the way. There's no O ending in the subjunctive. It's hable. Not hable, because hable would be this, with the accent. And that just means I spoke. So be careful about your pronunciation. It's hable. This is pronounced according to the rules. The accent is on the next to the last syllable, so it will be here. Okay, so it's hable, hables, hable. If you notice that él, ella, usted is the same as yo. Hablemos, hablen. So when you see this, notice I'm not talking about this, because the minute you put an accent, the meaning and the pronunciation of the word changes. Most definitely the meaning changes. Sometimes the pronunciation changes. One day we'll talk about accents on videos, okay? But here it is. Now you're talking about lo que tú quieres. Normally, when you see this, you'll see this. Que hable, que hables, que hable, que hablemos, que hablen. And what it's not saying, but what's understood is quiero que hable, quiero que, no, well, it would be quieres que hable. Because don't forget the subject has to be different from the subject of the other part. So it's quiero que hables, quiero que hable, quiero que hablemos, quiero que hablen. Here it would not be quiero because that would make I want, I speak. So it would be quieres que hable. That is, you want that I speak. Okay. So here is, you're going to be using a verb that talks about desire, a verb that talks about wish, to wish, a verb that talks about preference, to prefer, a verb that talks about what you want someone else to do. Now, it's not that much more complicated when you're talking about an ER verb. Once again, regular. All you do is, if it's an ER verb, but first you have to change all of this. So let me do this, an ER-IR verb. So let me give you an ER-IR verb, because the rule applies for both the ER. Let me give you the verb vivir. Okay, now vivir, all right, it's IR verb, and it's for the present indicative, it's vivo, vives, vive. Now this is where it changed from the IR to the IR, ER, vivimos, vivimos. If we were talking about an ER verb, we would say comemos, as an example, that's the verb comer, and then viven. Okay, that's just the present indicative. We already talked about what that is. But now let's talk about this same verb, the present indicative, but now in the subjunctive. You want that I live in the United States. You want me to live in the United States. You want me to live in South Africa or whatever. Okay, so the verb is vivir. But now we change the IR ending to the AR ending. So it's viva. There is no O ending in the subjunctive. Vivas, vivamos, no, vivan, excuse me, I forgot the L, the usted, and the ella. Now, vivamos, and then viven. Vivan. You ever hear the, viva, viva el rey, viva el presidente, right? So you say, in English it's sort of like saying long live, okay? So, when it's by itself. The IR, and if it's an ER verb, for example, the verb comer, it would be the verb comer. Let's see here real quick. Comer, same thing. It would be coma, comas, coma. Now I'm going to put over here so I don't have room. Comamos, because it's taking the AR ending and comen. So the ER and the IR verbs, they both take the AR endings. So that's how you do the subjunctive. Now I'm only talking here about the present subjunctive. There's the imperfect subjunctive, that is, it's the past subjunctive. So if you're saying in English, I spoke English, versus I wanted you to speak English, quería que hablara English, that's a whole different ending. And we'll talk about that in another tape at another time, another video, excuse me, at another time. So this is Coralla Fickler McLean at welcome.com. We're talking about the subjunctive, and we will continue talking about one of the most important moods in Spanish. And it really will help you to understand better if you speak English, the English language. So thank you very much, and you all have a very good day.